Hi friends, thank you for joining me today. So we are going to be working on Anna Griffin's The Vignette card die set. Super fun, and I have some things that I would like to show you with this project that is not listed here. So stay tuned and let's get started. So here is our instruction sheet. This is very simple to put together. The difficult part is going to be your decorations, trying to figure out how you want to design it. So the main base of your room or your card is going to be this here. You're going to need to cut out 2 pieces of identical paper with this, and this will fit at 8.5 by 11. So if you want to use solid color paper, you can. So you're going to need that, and that's the main part for your cards. The rest are all decorational, and then we have a chandelier here. If you would like to use this, which definitely I recommend, use your chandelier. And then you also have here, as much as I can think about it, it seems like to me this is to give some dimension to your decorations, and I'll show you what I mean by that when we get to that part. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. I think I've already said that. So I've already cut out my paper, and I have 2 pieces here. So you need 2 identical pieces of paper because you are going to flip your paper over, and you need to have front and back of the same design. If you would be using the paper from the vignette kit, Anna did make this the same design on front and back, so you would do the same thing. Just line it up, make sure you have like everything lined up from your floor to ceiling. So I'm just using white color paper, and what you're going to need to do is fold all of your score lines. Your score lines are here, if you can see. So it's one there, one here. You're gonna fold here, and then we have a score line here and one here, and then one to flip over. So let's just do it together. And then you have your other card, but we need to flip this one over. Okay, so before we start scoring, we need to cut some pieces off of this card. So you need to cut off, when you have it flipped over, you need to cut off your bottom. So it looks like a little slice of pumpkin pie. Well, it doesn't look like it, but it's shaped like it. So you need to cut that off, and then you need to cut off the tab. So if you can see here, and this is only on one of them. So this is going to be on the one that you flip over. Do not do this to the other card. So once you do that, you have it flipped over, we're going to go ahead and fold our score lines. So there is one here at the bottom, and make sure you burnish these because this card is going to be open and closed a lot. So there's one there, and then you have one here at the top. You want to fold this one over, and this is where this little flap is, so you can't miss it. And then you have one here, and fold that one backwards, and then you have a little flap here, and fold that one inwards. Okay, so this was the card that we flipped on the opposite side. Now the card with the standard side, you don't cut anything, you just start folding. So we have the score line at the bottom, and remember this was the one that we cut off the other card, but on here we are keeping this. So you just go ahead and fold that, and then we have this one here. So just folding that, and make sure you burnish. And then we cut the tab off on the other one, but on this one we actually kept it, and we need to fold it. Okay, and then we have the one at the top that we are also going to fold and burnish. So then we have this one at the top, and then this one you're going to fold backwards, and then this one you're going to fold inward. Okay, and we have our card base. So now what we need to do is we have a little flap here. We're going to open this up and we are going to actually put some adhesive and glue this together. So this connects our rooms, okay, our walls to our rooms. So I have some score tape here, and this is from Dollar Tree. It's called double-sided tape. So I'm just going to use that, and it's just like tear tape. So super simple to use. And it's strong enough for this project. So just make sure you're using you can use adhesive, liquid adhesive as well. And then just make sure you burnish, if you're using this, to burnish the tape in. I recommend this for our everyday projects. I have not used it on boxes or envelopes, so I'm not sure if it'll withstand all of that sturdiness. So, but as far as basic paper crafting, it's perfect. So then you're going to line this up and make sure you have your bottom lined up as well. Okay, so you're going to line this up and connect your walls. Now we have this piece here that we folded. We also need to put some tape here. So I am just going to use some more of the tape, and I'm just going to put some, stay away from your crease or your score line. So I'm just putting some there. Make sure you get that adhesive onto that side, because it's double-sided. And then now what we're going to do is we are going to just bring this piece over top. And now we have completely connected our floor. So you have your walls connected and your floors connected. Now we need to connect our, let's pretend it's a ceiling. So what you're going to do are you are going to glue this, see these two flaps that we folded inward? You're going to actually glue them together. So that will open with your card. Now we just need to glue here and here, or put some adhesive. So I'm going to put some adhesive. I'm sorry, I'm going to use the same tape, double-sided tape. So you need to put some, see here, stay away from your score line. So just from here on up. So I'm going to just tear off a little bit. And then do it to the other side. Just give that a little bit of a burnish. And then you'll just fold that down, and it should lay flat. And then do the same thing to the other side. So a little flap here. And just fold it down. Okay, and just fold it. And there you go. Our foundation is complete. So next we are going to move on to walls and wall panels, curtains, and all of that. And yes, I said curtains. I know this kit did not come with curtains, but I'm about to show you something. So you are going to get some panels. So there's one here, there's two there, one here, two squares, and then a larger one here. This, you can dress this up as much or as little as you like it. For mine, I've decided to go ahead and use this one here, the larger one, and I'm going to go ahead and place these on my wall. Now, the thing that I wanted to tell you is that it's best to lay these down before you adhere this. However, if you do not do that, all you have to do is cut off a little bit. I'm going to see if I can lift that, and if not, oh well. So you just cut off a little bit on the ends. So see that, and you'll just cut off a little bit. So I'm going to cut that off. If to avoid that, just place your panels down before you adhere this down. I will take it down, but I don't want to mess. I would take this apart, but I don't want to mess my paper up because this is going to be a pretty card. So I'm just going to cut off a little bit on the ends. So I'm going to grab this wall panel and this one, put it together, and cut off a little bit. Now I want this to be neat, so I'm going to do this with my paper trimmer. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. So I'm just taking both of them together, and I am going to cut these. Sorry, trying not to get in the camera, but I'm gonna put them at 5.5. So I have them lined up, and how can I let you see? So put it here to 5.5 right there. Okay, and then I'm gonna have to move this out to camera view. Put it at 5.5 and snip it off. Okay, and that should be a perfect fit. So all you would do is go to your paper trimmer, and let's see, I believe that's going to be a perfect fit. Yep, perfect. Okay, so it's no more catching, but like I said, to avoid that, place your panels down before you glue this down. Now there's no instructions on that, I just learned that. Okay, so I've also decided to use the square here, this one, to go on these as well. And you can prop this up with foam tape or little pop dots, but I'm going to do that for my next panel. So for this one, I'm just going to place this kind of like in the middle. Okay, and then I'm going to put this one on this side. Just make sure you have it lined up. And this is pretty much just a decorating. Okay, and then there are some panels here as well. There's two here, two here. I've chosen to use those two, and I actually have foam tape on those, so I am going to go ahead and place those. And these are this is going to be a Paris themed card, so you'll see my little Eiffel Tower. So how these will work, you just place your panels, so place like there, and then you'll take your other one, and I put foam tape on this layer, you don't have to, and then I'm going to place the other one here. Okay, and I'm going to do that to both sides. So now we are going to make some curtains. Now there are no curtains included in this kit, so if you have some lace or you have some trim or anything that you would like to, let me show you. So if you want to use like some trim or anything around here, originally I was going to do that. You can cover this up, maybe use some beads or fringe, whatever you have. You can do lace and layer it and make some curtains, some more trim here, but I decided to play around. And if you have the ballroom slider dies, which I recommend you get if you don't have, you know, these came with the curtains and the valance. Those are not made for this kit. However, I forced it to be used for this kit. If you look at the idea sheet, there are no ballroom slider curtains here. There are the vignette accessory curtains, but that's because it's not made for it. And the reason it's not made for it, look, you see that when we place it, it's too short. And even if you put a valance on it, if you take a valance and put it on there, you got all this gap, it still doesn't cover. And if you bring it down, then you have all of this. So you can use it this way and bring it down, but it'll still look kind of funky. So anyways, what I came up with, I'm going to go ahead and place my curtains. So if you have the curtains, if you don't have them, you might want to get the ballroom set, not just because of the curtains, but because that is a fantastic set. I did a video on that already. If you have not seen it, I'll leave the link in the description so you can take a look at that video. You will love it. So I'm going to show you how to make this work. Okay, I'm just placing some foam tape on my curtains, and I really want you to see what I'm about to do. So you will place your curtains, line your curtains up, and you will place your curtains. Okay, and then I'm going to go to this side and place it, and you just line it up from floor. Can't say the ceiling because it doesn't reach to the ceiling, but as much as you can. Okay, so there you have your curtains. Now what we're going to do is you are going to need to take your valance. Now, the way I figured that I'm just trying to, okay, so this is how I find this to work. You're going to need to cut your valances in whatever colors, but you're going to need to double layer your valance. Like, that's just the only way it's going to work. Okay, so I'm going to release the tape from here, and I want to show you what I'm talking about. So you have to, when you connect your valances, you have to bring this up. This your little foam squares. Sorry, I'm trying to. Okay, your foam squares as close to the top as possible, and then lay this on it. Okay, so it looks like that. Then what we can do is you can go ahead and bring this down and glue this on this side, but you want to start from the middle because you're going to have some excess that you need to cut off. So what you will start is you would just bring it down, glue it down from here, press it in, and cut off this. Just a small piece you need to cut off, but it will cover that curtain here. Okay, and then you will take another set and do the same thing to this side. The only problem that I'm seeing is that in the middle, remember the middle is where our open and close happens. So we need to definitely steer clear of that area so that we're not interfering with the way this card functions. So you would take another set, start at the middle, and then just cut off the small excess. But the problem is you're going to see here where the little, right here where it folds. If that bothers you, you can put a sentiment there. I'll show you that later if that bothers you. Another thing that I wanted to try was to take two of these. Do not use foam tape, line them up, and then glue these on first, like right here, and then come back and cover it with this and then with this. That way when you do see the middle of it, you'll see the same pink and white. Okay, so just put some adhesive at the ends of your curtain, line this up and bring it over top, and just kind of make sure it matches. Okay, I can move this down just a little bit more. Okay, and just kind of make, there we go, it matches. Okay, so this does not have foam tape like the other ones do. And then now we're going to put this over here. We're going to glue this down to cover this up. Okay, so we're going to put that like that, and then we'll come and we'll put this one on starting at the middle, and then put this one on starting at the middle. And that way when you see the little crease, you'll still see pink and white. Okay, that's what you can do. But me, I don't care, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave that part out. If you guys have any other ideas, please share them with us and let us know. So I'm going to go ahead and just adhere this down. Okay, so I put some, so these are my two, and I just put some adhesive along the top. I'm not going to do the way that I showed you, but that's just an idea if you would like to try that. So then we would just start in the middle, line this up with our crease, and just when you get to the middle here where the little fold is, you're just going to press that in to kind of train it, and then there you go. And then there's a little bit hanging off on the back. You can just snip that off if you like. And I am going to snip that off. So I'm just cutting that off. Okay. And you don't have to. I don't think anybody's gonna be like, oh my gosh, there's a curtain hanging on the side. But I just snipped it off. And then you're gonna take this and do the same thing starting in the middle to this side, and then just snip off the ends. And you have yourself some curtains. Okay. Now let me just trim my little ends here. Okay. And then we now have some curtains for our vignette. Now this is not mandatory. This is not part of this kit. Do not go crazy if you do not have the ballroom slider. That was just an idea for us crafters who really wanted some curtains, okay? And remember, you can use lace or trim or whatever fabric. Make your own curtains with some fabric, whatever you have. So this is our base, and this is what I was talking about with the middle. You see how you can see where like the fold is, but it's not that bad. I don't think anybody's gonna really look and be like, wow, that stinks, that's a little crease right here. They're gonna be so happy for this type of a card. So anyways, we are going to go ahead and decorate this. We need to put the chandelier on. So I'm going to decorate this a little bit. And like I said, this is a Paris themed card. So I have a Eiffel Tower here that I cut out. I'm going to place that right here. And then I had a little picture, and this kit comes with a lot of accessories. So there's something that you can make like a mirror, and then you can use like foil paper to really make it look like a mirror. You can cut out pictures and add people's pictures in there. Maybe someone who has a little baby, you can make a little baby room, put the little baby picture in there or whatever. So I'm just going to place that on the wall here. Show you about this little piece. Okay, so this piece that came with the kit, it looks like this. So when you die cut it, it looks like that. So there's 3 score lines, and you just fold and score, right? So what I believe that is for is if you use like the little paper dolls, or I saw like she had like little dogs and cats. This, if you glue this to them, put some like foam tape on the back of it, on back of the whatever you're using, and then on here as well, you glue that, put that down, and then it'll make them stand out, if that makes sense. She looks like she's standing out 3D, but this is what's actually holding her. Okay, that's the only thing I can think of that this little thing is for, because it doesn't say anything about it on the instructions. And I have another card that I made that I'll show you in a moment, that I handmade one of these, and I didn't even pay attention that that die was included. So I'm assuming that's what that is for. Okay, so I'm gonna finish decorating, and then we're gonna come and put the chandelier. Okay, so I have did my little decorations, and I have a little candelabra here. You can paper piece and change the color of the candles. I have my little teacup and teapot here, and now we are going to do our chandelier. So there are also some pieces that come that you can cover the shades for the chandelier. So I changed the color to pink. So for this part, what you want to do is you want to fold this back, and then fold that back. Okay, so it looks like a M or a W, and then the bottom you just want to give it a little bit of fold. Don't fold it all the way, just give it a little bit of a fold, and then you need to put adhesive on this side and this side. Okay, so I'm just gonna use some of that, and we are almost done. I'm going to show you another card, and then I'm going to show you the front and some other samples. Actually, I have lots of cards to show you, so just a moment. Okay, so we're just going to peel that back, and I'll show you how to put the chandelier on. And the chandelier is my most favorite about this kit. So if you can see here, you see this little piece right there where that was where we connected the 2 tabs. So if you can go this way or this way, I find it easier to just go under. If you just go under it like that, you're going to, let me show you from the top. So you're just going to make sure that lines up. Okay. And then just press it together so that your tape sticks. And that's it. That's all you have to do. You just have to make sure that this lines up so that the, it doesn't interfere with the folding of your card. Oops, my little thing doesn't want to stick. So there we go. We have your card. And then this little lady here, if you would like to add your little animals or whatever, you just, like I said, use that little piece, put some adhesive on the back of that, and then tape it, adhere it to something, and she will stand out. Okay, so that is the card, and let me show you the front of it because we need to decorate the front of it. So for the front of it, you guys know I am super extra, and that's just me. Everybody knows I'm extra, and I'm extraordinary. So for the front of my card, I'm just adding some foam adhesive. So here's ideas for you for the front of your cards. You can use what I'm about to use here. So, of course, this is a princess's room, and it would not be complete if it was not in a castle. Yes, I did go that far. So this is the front of my card. It is Anna Griffin's castle easel. Just don't make the easel. You're going to use your decorative die first and the shadow layer, and then just decorate it, and it works. It fits fine. So when I fold this, this is going to be the front of my card, and then when they open it, here is the beautiful room in the castle. So now that little piece is sticking up the little flag. If you would like to cut that off, you can, but it doesn't bother me. So I'm just going to leave it. So let me show you the other cards that I made. So we also have, again, I'm extra. So we have the holiday open house, and then welcome to our living room. So I did make my own curtains just the way that I showed you. And I used Anna's Christmas tree from her Christmas tree dies, not the pop-up. This is the first set of Christmas tree dies that she had. The little lights, ornaments, gifts. These are from her Christmas box 2020. And then these papers we got in Create. This wreath is from her Christmas box 2020. We didn't make this in Create. This is just was my idea because this die set is so versatile. You can use this for any holiday. I want you guys, I wrote a letter to Anna asking her for an add-on die set where we can have a kitchen. So maybe a sink and a stove or a refrigerator. We already have a table. I asked her for a bathroom so we can have a tub, maybe a sink and a toilet. And then I also asked her for a bedroom so we can have like maybe a bed and a dresser. So, and maybe a closet door. So yes, I did. So if you guys could also write her a letter and ask her for that, please, so we can get that next year so we can make a whole house. Okay? So then I added the little Christmas lights at the top, and that came from Anna's Christmas tree die set. I just cut it into pieces. So if you can see, there's some lights at the top. So you can kind of like add like garland here or whatever. So that is my Christmas one. And then I have these to show you. So these are ones that I made with the vignette paper kit. So these are actual Anna's papers, and I just made it my own. So that's that one. I have not decorated the front because I wanted to show you something. Then I have this one. So if you don't have that accessory kit, you may want to get that because it has a lot of good stuff in there. So that's that one. And then I have this one. And I have this one here. So this one has the little lady on it. So let me show you what I did. So you can take it apart. So you even see a black piece of paper down there. So I handmade my own. I didn't even know. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't say that this die is for this, but I'm assuming that's what it's for. So I don't know. I never paid attention to it, but I handmade mine. As you can see, they're not shaped like this, but I was like, I want this lady to stand out. How can I do it? So I took a piece of strip of paper, I folded it in 1, 2, and 3, and I just put some foam squares, pop tape on the back, and just put it here and set it down. It was only after I started making the other cards, because I didn't use the die set yet. I had only used the chandelier. So when I actually started making my Christmas card, I was like, oh my God, what is this piece like? So yeah, anyways, those are my creations. Love, love, love this kit. If you guys don't have it, you might want to get it, because this is going to, yeah, I can't even say enough about it. But oh, let me show you another thing as well. So if you would like to make like a book, what you would do is fold your cards and then close them, and then you would just glue them together. Okay, so you will glue all three together, leaving your front cover and then your back. Okay, so those two will not be glued together. So you would just glue this side to this side to that, but make sure it's folded first, and then you have your front cover. So that way when a person opens it up, it's all three different rooms. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are inspired. You guys let me know if you have any questions, and what do you guys think? You can also use Anna Griffin's door dies on the front of this as well. I decided to use the house. I saw on HSN that when she presented this, she did have a door die on the front of it. And for some reason, I always have to overthink something. And I was like, I'm going to put the whole house or the whole castle on the front. Okay? So just an idea. Maybe that might be a little much for some, but yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys like the idea of adding the curtains. Like I said, that came from the ballroom slider die. So if you don't have it, you might want to get it, because it is fantastic. So thank you so much for watching, guys.